of the areas that people have commented most, I think, about your work has to do with your willingness to interject your own personality into your therapy and often your own vulnerabilities. I wonder if you could comment on that.
Well, I think that certainly as I've aged or perhaps matured as a therapist, I've been more willing to show more of my uncertainty to the patient. I think that being uncertain is a large part of psychotherapy. It's a large part of life, and it's something that is quite uncomfortable for us therapists, and that many therapists really, I think, involve themselves sometimes in a carefully structured educational therapeutic program, and almost as a way of perhaps avoiding facing, dealing with, acknowledging some of the uncertainty that comes with the therapeutic venture. So perhaps some of the things that I've been willing to express and to acknowledge the patient have got to do with my own not knowing, or my own willingness to work with the patient, struggle with the patient, to sort of for us to be allies together in the therapeutic venture.
I'm interested in the term allies. I know in one of the case histories you wrote about, you used the term that was very important for you to treat your client as an equal, which seems in some ways to contradict the idea of a doctor and a patient. It's not usually an equal relationship, and yet the idea of an equal partnership does seem important as part of a therapeutic alliance.
Yeah, equal in that we're both exploring together. That it's, I don't have a sense that I have a tremendous leap ahead of the patient in terms of what I know about where the patient has to go and what the patient has to discover. I think things work much better if there's a certain sense of spontaneity, the wonder of us both discovering and exploring something together. And I think in the same way, perhaps, I think that perhaps self-revelation on the part of the therapist has been quite important. And one of the things that I feel I've been willing to do with patients is to engage in more of my own sort of feelings. There was a book that I wrote called Every Day Gets a Little Closer, in which both the patient and I wrote summaries of each therapeutic session. It was a patient who was stuck in therapy and also was a good writer, very good writer, but had a writing block. So as a way of helping her get past the writing block, I suggested that she write a summary of each of the sessions that we had, and I promised to do the same. And then every few months we exchanged summaries. So she read mine, I read hers, and that was also an exercise in self-disclosure, and it was a way to help her break through some of the idealized images that she had of me. After we did this for a period of time, a year and a half, and I think things worked very well in therapy, it seemed to me, as I used these notes with my students, that perhaps they might read almost like an epistolary novel. So we published them together, and it's very interesting to take a look at the differences in perception the patient has of an hour and you have of an hour. It's a kind of a Rashomon experience. All the things that I value in the hour, these elegant interpretations I made, I learned that she never really heard them. And the things that she valued were the rather subtle, delicate, personal things that went on between us that I hardly even registered.
Yeah.